What up, everybody? It's time to do another video. We're going to do an early morning video. I know it may or may not be early morning to you, but I'm already up early getting ready to go to work. Going to do this before I go into work. And we got a little review today. We're going to do the Ganzo F7542 carbon fiber. This is one of the carbon fiber models. Well, carbon fiber G10 laminate models with the blued hardware. Alright, now if you see by the title, this is an F series Ganzo, and the F standing for the Firebird branding. Now these are the same models that were under the G codes for the most part, unless it's just a new model. And you know, Ganzo's a big OEM manufacturer. They make knives for other brands, and they're doing it under the business name Ganzo. So apparently they have done this new internal branding for the knives that they're going to sell under their own brand, and rather than use the Ganzo, continue to use the Ganzo name, they're going to do this Firebird branding. And I believe what we'll see is we'll gradually see their entire product line come over to Firebird. Now, it may be that they only want to use the Firebird for the higher end models, and then they'll use the Ganzo for the lower end models. I'm not sure. I don't have any contact with them. I'm just sort of guessing based on other moves that I've seen from other manufacturers within business. But this is an F series, and it's got the new packaging. You can see here it's the sort of black, this is sort of a waxy fill-in box. It's a decent box with gloss print on it. You see the Firebird, made by Ganzo and designed by Firebird. What else? 12-month warranty. Well, I mean, for knives around the $20 price point, that's not too bad. It's not a lifetime warranty, but it's a warranty anyway. So they'll use the new logo. So thank you for your continuous trust in Ganzo products. This is one of the reasons I think that they're going to go forward with the Firebrand logo. So we got the model F7542-carbon fiber. We'll pull it out and show you the standard tray. It's a pull-out tray. The knife will come in a bubble wrap pocket, and then you get included this microfiber pouch. The Ganzo Tools Firebird microfiber pouch with a drawstring and a spring-loaded draw button on it. This is pretty much, guys, this is the exact same thing with a $20 or $25 knife that you're going to get with a $200 Benchmade knife. It's the same exact type of little microfiber pouch. Alright, well, let's talk about this knife. And let's go ahead and knock out the specs first. The blade length, 3 5/8 inches or 9 centimeters. Blade stock thickness, 127 thousandths of an inch or 3.23 millimeters. The blade width is 1.02 inches or 26.10 millimeters. Handle length, 4 3/4 inches or 12 centimeters. Handle thickness is 502 thousandths, so right at a half an inch or 12.77 millimeters. The handle width, the widest point was up here at the pivot, and the handle width is 1.16 inches or 29.55 millimeters. The closed width at the widest point is actually pretty narrow, 1.31 inches or 33.34 millimeters. Overall length is 8 3/8 of an inch or 21 centimeters, and it weighs in at 4.27 ounces or 121 grams. And it is fairly lightweight. If you can see down in there, I believe you can, maybe a little bit. Oh, there we go. With my lighting. Sorry guys, I got to improve the lighting, I know. It is, the liners on this are milled. They do have the large circular pattern milled out of them to lighten them up a little bit. That's where you're getting under 5 ounces on this knife. where a lot of times in the Ganzos you were finding you were closer to the 5 ounce mark on the older models because they weren't milled out. All right. As far as materials, the blade is in 440C, as is common. This has a satin type of finish on it. It is a, I don't know, is that satin or is it stone washed? That actually, it looks stone washed to me. And this is a 7542. The 2 at the end denotes stone wash. So it is stone wash. I apologize for that, guys. It is in 440C. It is a super high, all the way, full flat grind. So it's a pretty slicey blade with a pretty thin edge. The handle is, of course, the carbon fiber G10 laminate scales over stainless liners. They are substantial liners. You have a G10 backspacer that runs 2/3 of the handle length and all the way around the butt. All right. Again, you've got steel hardware, and I've yet to figure out or to actually hear how they're coloring this hardware. But there are some chemical and heat techniques you can use to anodize steel. Now, you can just heat anodized steel, but I don't know that you could get a blue out of it like this, or if it would be that consistent. So I'm thinking there's some sort of chemical treatment involved. It could be an applied coating, but it seems to wear pretty well. I've seen these models in use for about a year with really no excessive wear on the hardware. All right, you've got their narrow spoon-shaped pocket clip that is a fantastic pocket clip design, and it is polished to more match the liners and the blade finish. Then you've got a rather large lanyard hole back here that you could drive your car through with 3 lengths of paracord attached to it. And that pocket clip, as you can see here, is reversible for left and right carry, but it is tip up only, guys, tip up only. All right. The fit and finish on this knife is in line with all the rest of these, the higher, I keep saying higher end or lower end, but we are talking about Ganzo here. The higher end knives are going to be like $23. You can get this knife for $23 to $25 depending on where you buy it. If you want to order it from China, you get it at a little lower price and wait for it. If you want to, try to grab it from maybe Amazon if they carry this model, or Power Cutlery, which is a U.S. reseller, a U.S. dealer for Ganzo. You can try Power Cutlery, but you're going to pay, $1 or $2 more, and that's just, that's in their profit margin and shipping cost. But the fit and finish in these knives, you can go all the way around the parameter of the scale to liner fit, and I mean, it's just, everything is smooth. It is the fit and finish has been very high end overall for this price point, and continues on here. I don't see any issues with anything as far as just a fit and finish issue. Everything's tight, everything's straight. All the blue anodized stuff matches for the most part. Guys, it's just a really pretty knife. So fit and finish is good, and I want you to watch this action. All right, that's approaching PM2 action right there, guys. This has the best action that I have ever seen on a Ganzo with their version of the axis lock, their G lock as they call it. And you know what? I didn't give a shout out. I need to stop and do that right now. I got this knife from LTK, from Love Them Knives, as a loaner to review. Thank you, brother. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video, but thank you very much for this. And this lucky dog, I mean, look at that action, guys. I have yet to get a Ganzo with that good of an action. It will close on its own all the way. and it's just a, you know, it's just a joy, the action is, and there's no play in it. I check that first thing. If I torque on it enough to start bending, to start flexing things, I can feel that it's two pieces. But as far as just having play in it, no lock play or anything, guys. It's just got really good action. And as you can see down in there, we're on the typical one side phosphor bronze, and the other side washer is nylon or Zytel, whichever one they use. All right, let's look at the center in here while we got it, guys. Look at that. It's pretty much perfect. God, I just love flicking this knife. I should do a 20-minute video of just flicking and closing this knife, guys. It's that good, you know. In fact, it's so loose, I just bounced it off of the stop pin. You know, that's a technique problem that I've not had with Ganzos because the action's not been that fantastic. But I just opened that and it swung open so freely it bounced off of the stop pin before I could let go of the lock. You know what? That says that I need to work on my technique, and it also says that the action on this knife is superb. We've got some jimping here on the back of the blade and the handle section here right above the pivot. What is on the handle section is it's okay. What's on the blade is useless. It is so totally rounded over and soft that there's no good in that jimping there. It's aesthetic only. But this jimping here is pretty decent. The entire back spacer is milled in a jimped pattern, a sort of geared pattern, and it is just, it's not really proud of the liners. It's flush with the liners, but the way it's cut, you really feel it as though it's almost proud of the liners. On the inside, we've got another section of jimping at the butt end, nothing up here around the finger choil. And you do have a pretty decent finger choil, which is, you know, what I really like on a knife. I want to have a finger choil. It's not the deepest. I wouldn't consider this to be a tactical knife, but for utilitarian use, it is fantastic. This handle shape is very neutral, guys. In a forward grip, in a reverse grip, you want to do a draw cut, you want to choke up on it and pinch it. You know, it's a pretty neutral handle, and it's long enough at 4 3/4 inches for, you know, multiple sizes of hands. It's a very, very comfortable handle shape, a very nice design overall, and unlike a lot of Ganzos we see, this design is not really derivative of anything else that I'm aware of. If any of you viewers, if this looks like something to you, then let me know in the comments. But this is one of the first Ganzos where I've not looked at it and went, oh, okay, that looks like a Griptilian, or it looks like a PM2, or it looks like a Rat 2, or it looks like a, you know, this, that, or the other thing. I look at this, and to me, it's an original design, and it's a good design, guys. This is a fantastic utility, everyday carry blade. 3 5/8 inch blade length, and with this type of look, you're down at 4.27 ounces. I mean, that's pretty acceptable even to the girly guys that worry about every little ounce that they carry. So, you know, overall, I'm really happy for LTK with this knife. Yeah, I have to keep remembering, guys, it's not mine. I've got to send this one back, and that sort of sucks because this thing does. I mean, God, guys, look at that action. LTK, man, you got lucky on this one. It's a great knife. There is one major design flaw in this knife. It will not affect performance. It will not affect ergonomics. But when you go to resharpen this knife, you're going to see it. The plunge, the sharpening choil, and the edge juncture is terrible on this knife. It is terrible, guys. I bitch about so many knives not having a sharpening choil. when I start making knives again, I'm gonna promise you right now, they might be total pieces of junk because my skill level is terrible, but they're gonna have a proper sharpening choil on them. I promise you that. Look at this, guys. Look at that sharpening flare at the butt. Totally. This choil should have been extended another, I don't even know what that is, guys. Is that it's 3/16 of an inch at least. So to sharpen it, they have just sharpened all the way through. I'm sorry, guys, I had a little technical difficulty there. So look at this. They could have cut that off, or they could have extended that sharpening choil another 3/16 of an inch, or I don't know, what is that, 3.5 millimeters, 4 millimeters, guys? Instead, they have sharpened up all the way through that plunge grind, and that's a soft plunge grind. It's a wide plunge grind, guys. It's not abrupt at all. You can see that. That is literally the worst sharpening flare I've ever seen on a new knife. And that could have been avoided by just extending this sharpening choil out to the end of the plunge grind. Other than that, this knife is awesome, guys. It is awesome. It came very sharp. The grinds are pretty even on it at this price point, so it gives you a nice even edge grind. The knife blade design, this moderate drop point with a full flat grind, it gives you plenty of belly to work with. You've got a decent length of straight flat edge. It's fairly thin behind the edge, guys. It's a pretty slicey knife. Now, if I had this knife and I went back and resharpened it, or LTK goes back and resharpens this on his system, this thing is going to be an ultimate slicer, guys. It's just going to be very, very good. Aside from the action, the G-lock, the axis lock on it, it's got fairly stiff springs in it. I don't really have an issue with the springs that Ganzo is using. Yeah, they are stiffer than what you find in a Benchmade. And also, there is a point on the tang of that blade. You can see there's a forward point and a back point around the tang where it engages the cross bolt in the lock. You can see that point right there, guys, where it sort of cams over that point, and that acts as your detent closed. When you get it open, you've got another, right there, guys, where it breaks over, sort of cams over a point on the blade tang. That is typically what I've seen in Ganzo's. That point is a little more pronounced than what you see in Benchmade's, and that's the main reason, other than the spring pressure, that the Benchmade axis lock feels a little bit better than the Ganzo. I think people mistake that sort of, it's actually like a detent is what it is, but not a traditional detent ball. But it is a detent point to in the open and closed position. Anyway, guys, there's not a lot more to say about this. I think this is one of the best designs that Ganzo has brought to the market. It is an original design with a classic full flat ground drop point with a decent tip, a great ergonomic handle that's pretty wide open and multiple grips. The carbon fiber G10 laminate we all know about now. It's pretty to look at, and the fit and finish is good. The blue hardware is all finished well. Everything was tight. Great lanyard hole, great pocket clip. It's just a fabulous little knife overall, guys. That's the F7542 carbon fiber. And you know what? I'm going to recommend this wholeheartedly. I wish I didn't have to send this one back to LTK because, oh my God, guys, look at that. It just closes all the way by itself. That's fantastic action on a Ganzo. He really got really lucky on that. Anyway, guys, thank you once again to LTK for the loan. We got some other reviews coming up on some stuff that he sent me, guys. You just check out my unboxing video to see the other knives coming up. I'm going to recommend this one. I love the design. The fit and finish is typical of this series from Ganzo. I really like Ganzo knives. No, they're not all 100% winners, but at the price point that they're at, they have a very high percentage of very well made knives, guys. I'm telling you, there's not a lot of companies at that price point that are consistently as good as Ganzo's. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Once again, I'm going to say thank you for taking the time to watch one of my videos. I appreciate everybody that takes the time to watch, comment, sub, send your friends, give me any feedback that you think that I need. And we're going to work on improving this channel in multiple different ways and try to make it the best that it can be for you guys. All right, God bless all of you, and you have a great day.